Your mom calls you for the third time this week. She's exhausted again. You ask how she's doing, and she says the same thing she always says. Tired. Just so tired. You took her to the doctor last month. You sat in that waiting room for an hour, and the doctor looked at her chart, ran a few tests, and said everything looked fine. But everything is not fine. You know it. She knows it. Here's what nobody told you. The answer might be hiding in plain sight, right on her nightstand, right in her medicine cabinet, right in the little weekly pill organizer you helped her fill last Sunday. I'm going to walk you through 5 medications that are commonly prescribed to people over 60 that can quietly drain every ounce of energy from the people we love. Number 3 is the one most adult children never think to check, and it might be the most important one. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what to look for and exactly what to say. Here is why this matters so much. According to the CDC, nearly 70% of Americans over the age of 65 take 5 or more prescription medications every single day. That's called polypharmacy. And here is the part that most people don't understand. Medications don't work the same way in a 70-year-old body as they do in a 40-year-old body. As we age, our kidneys slow down. Our liver processes things more slowly. That means medications stay in the body longer than they were designed to. Side effects that were manageable at 50 can become overwhelming at 70. Fatigue appears on the side effect list for hundreds of medications. But in a typical 15-minute appointment, there simply isn't time to go through all of them. That's not a criticism of doctors. It's just the reality of modern healthcare. That's where you come in. You are not a doctor, but you can be your parent's best advocate. And that starts with knowing the right questions. As always, nothing in this video is medical advice. Always encourage your parent to consult their physician before making any changes to their medications. What this video will do is give you the tools to have a much smarter conversation on their behalf. Let's get into it. Medication number 1. Beta blockers. Beta blockers are some of the most commonly prescribed medications for people over 60. Your parent may be taking metoprolol or atenolol, usually prescribed for high blood pressure or a heart condition. Here is what to watch for. Does your parent seem to move more slowly than they used to? Do they get tired doing things that used to feel easy? Do they describe feeling like everything takes more effort? Beta blockers work by slowing the heart rate. That is exactly what they are supposed to do. But that same slowing effect can make the whole body feel like it is running at half speed. In older adults, these medications clear the body more slowly because kidney function naturally declines with AGE. So the drug lingers longer than it was designed to. If fatigue is a daily reality for your parent, and they take a beta blocker, that is a specific and legitimate thing to raise with their doctor at the next visit. Medication number 2. Statins. Statins are the most prescribed class of drug in the United States. Atorvastatin, rosuvastatin, simvastatin. If your parent is over 60, there is a very good chance they are taking one right now. Watch for this. Does your parent complain about muscle tiredness or weakness even when they haven't done much? Do they seem to have less physical stamina than they used to? A large study published in the Archives of Internal Medicine found that people taking statins, particularly women, reported significantly reduced energy and exercise tolerance. The reason appears to involve something called coenzyme Q10. CoQ10 is a compound the muscles need to produce energy. Statins interfere with the biological pathway that makes it. Some people ask their parents' doctor specifically about CoQ10 when a statin is involved. It is a conversation worth having. Think about your parent right now. Which of these 2 medications are they taking? Just hold that in your mind. We are only halfway through the list, and the next one is the one that catches most families completely off guard. Medication number 3. Benzodiazepines and OTC sleep aids. This is the one most adult children never think to check, and it may be the most important one on this list. Benzodiazepines, drugs like lorazepam, diazepam, and clonazepam, are prescribed for anxiety and sleep, over-the-counter sleep aids containing diphenhydramine, sold as Benadryl, Zizquil, and Unisom, work through a similar mechanism. Here is what most families don't know. In adults over 60, these drugs stay in the system significantly longer than they do in younger people. Your parents' liver and kidneys process them more slowly as they age. Your parent might take a sleep aid at 10 p.m. By noon the next day, a meaningful amount of that drug is still circulating in their bloodstream. That is not grogginess. That is a drug effect, and it feels exactly like exhaustion. Here is the part that even most doctors don't bring up. Benzodiazepines appear on something called the Beers criteria, a list compiled by the American Geriatric Society of medications considered potentially inappropriate for older adults. This is not a fringe opinion. It is a clinical consensus built over decades of research. If your parent takes anything for sleep or anxiety, including anything from a drugstore, that is worth mentioning at their next appointment. Ask whether the current dose still makes sense for their age. Medication number 4, diuretics. Diuretics are sometimes called water pills. Common ones include furosemide and hydrochlorothiazide. They are prescribed for high blood pressure and heart failure. Watch for this in your parent. Do they seem unusually weak in their legs? Do they tire out on short walks? Do they complain of a general heaviness that doesn't go away with rest? Diuretics work by flushing excess fluid from the body. That is exactly what they are designed to do. But they also flush out electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium, and when potassium drops even slightly below the normal range, muscle weakness and fatigue follow almost immediately. Many older adults taking diuretics are chronically low in electrolytes without realizing it, because those levels aren't always tested at every appointment. Asking to have your parents' potassium and magnesium levels checked at their next blood draw is a reasonable and routine request. It is a simple test, and the result might explain a great deal. How many of these 4 has your parent been prescribed? You don't have to share details. Just drop a number in the comments when we're done. 1, 2, 3, 4. It helps other families watching this know they are not alone. Medication number 5. First-generation antihistamines. This last one surprises people because it isn't even a prescription medication. Your parent can buy it at any drugstore, and that's exactly why it almost never gets reviewed. First-generation antihistamines, diphenhydramine being the most common, are in products like Benadryl, NyQuil, and Tylenol PM. Your parent might be taking one of these for allergies, a cold, or to help sleep. For adults over 60, these medications cross the blood-brain barrier. They cause what's known as an anticholinergic effect. Not just drowsiness, but confusion, dry mouth, constipation, and a deep, foggy, drained feeling that can last an entire day from a single nighttime dose. Because they're available without a prescription, they're rarely reviewed as part of a medication check. Most doctors don't know your parent is taking them unless someone brings it up. That someone can be you. At the next appointment, mention every single thing your parent takes, including what they buy at the drugstore. That one conversation could change everything. Second-generation antihistamines, loratadine and cetirizine, are worth mentioning to the pharmacist. They can explain the differences and what might make sense for your parent's specific situation. So let's bring this back to what you can actually do. You showed up for your parent by watching this video. That already puts you ahead. Now here are 3 concrete steps to take this week. First, help your parent write down every single thing they take. Prescriptions, drugstore medicines, vitamins, supplements, everything on one piece of paper. This list is the most important thing they can bring to their next appointment. Second, go with them if you can. Having an advocate in the room changes the conversation. Doctors respond differently when a family member is present and engaged. Bring the list. Ask the specific question. Could any of these be contributing to the fatigue? Third, call their pharmacy. Ask for a free medication review. Pharmacists are specifically trained to do this. It takes about 20 minutes. It is free at most pharmacies, and you can call on your parents' behalf to set it up. You don't have to wait for the next doctor appointment. You deserve to see your parent with energy again, and the first step is knowing the right questions to ask. If this video helped you, please share it with one other adult child you know who is worried about an aging parent. Forward it to a sibling. Send it to a friend who keeps saying their mom seems off lately. This is the kind of information that can genuinely change someone's quality of life. And most families have never heard it laid out this clearly. Hit subscribe if you want more content that helps you support the seniors in your life. New videos every week on brain health, heart health, sleep, and medications, all grounded in real research and explained in plain English. Leave a comment with just one word. The name of the medication on this list that made you think of your parent. Nothing else needed, just the name. I read every single one. I'll see you in the next one.